Hey guys, today we have this. It's a Snow Flite by MPD. 8 horsepower Tecumseh engine, 26-inch clearing path. Got it for free, and this year I plan on using it for my own personal snowblower. Last year I was using a battery operated one, but because the temperature was relatively warm, I guess you could say, the snow we got ended up melting or becoming really heavy slush, and the electric just couldn't cut it. So I figure this should help get me through that kind of snow without any problem. On top of that, when the snow plow goes by, it leaves me in a little bit of a pickle, especially if I got to get out for work in the morning. This tire is pretty soft and the other one's not much better, so we'll fill it up with air, see how well it holds. As for the oil, yeah, it's got oil in, but according to this, it might be a little over full. Let's double check. Well, no, it's not over full. It's actually a little low. It's fine. There is enough in there to test it, so it shouldn't be an issue. Let's make sure that it actually earns its oil change before we give it one. Yeah, there's old stale gas in there. Definitely smells stale too. So we're gonna have to change that out. But the best part about this old blower, it was absolutely free. All I needed to do was pick it up. So I did. I picked it up at the beginning of the summer. And I kind of waited, and I figure now is the best time that I can get this thing all set up for the winter. This way, I can also show everyone else how to get your snowblower ready for action come this winter. Because you don't want to have the chance of being snowed in. Even if you don't get snow, remember, it's better to be looking at it than looking for it. All right, guys, let's crack into it. All right, I guess first things first is we should get these tins off. Looks like this is a 3/8. Nope, 5/16. Good, yep, 5/16. There's one. There is also another one right over here. Okay, so that's that. And why won't it come off? It's stuck on something else. Probably these, which is Phillips. Maybe smaller Phillips. Be right back. There we go. That tin's free. Guess I gotta take this off. Let me get my little pry driver. Oh, yellow. There we go. It's yellow. It's not blue. Okay, now we got to keep an eye on this. Also, I'm going to get a marker so I can mark here where the throttle linkage sat in this clip. Give me 1 minute to get that. Okay, let's put a mark here and here. And then I'll also mark it in the center, just like that. Right, so let's loosen this off. I can use a Phillips for that. Okay, and this way, to make it easier so we know where it's gonna go, we're gonna put 2 lines here and 2 lines here. There we go, that's off. Now we have 2 1/4 inch down here. Get those with this. That removes the throttle plate. Okay, I just want to make sure there's no springs underneath. I know you're saying, no, there's no springs. Don't worry, there's no springs. Well, I'm not 100% convinced there's no springs. I need to make for sure there's no springs. Let's get rid of that plate. Slowly lift this away. Hey, Ollie. There he is. There's Ollie, the wonder dog. Look at him. There he goes. Hey, Ollie. Oh, he's found a leaf. He's more interested in that. All right, Ollie, go enjoy your pee. I'm going to get back to the video. Okay, let's see this. Aha, look at that. We're going to put 3 lines on this one. So we know where that one goes. Plus, also, make sure you take photos. Photos are very important. That way you know where absolutely everything does go. Oh, this is nice to get off. This Z-bend. There we go. It's coming off slowly. Slowly. There we go, that's off. Now we'll let that plate dangle. And there we go, we have a look at the carb. It looks like this is the carb wire, or the carb linkage. I'm going to put 2 wide spaced dots on it. As well as a mark where it goes into the linkage so we know where it goes. But also take a lot of pictures. This way you know where it goes on the carburetor and where it goes on the governor linkage. So what we're going to do now though is we're going to give it a shot of carb spray or brake cleaner inside the carb. And we're going to pull it over and see if it'll fire up. Let's try it. There we go. Give it a pull, see what happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Okay, let's try it again. Throttle up. Again, switches on. Okay, she fired. Let's try that again. Give it a good shot of brake clean that time. Oh, too bad. All right, let's try this. I'm going to see if I can get it running a little bit. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to be fast enough. Maybe. Oh, the auger works. I stopped blowing. Okay. All right, so let's get that carburetor off and switches off. Throttle down. Yeah, let's get that carburetor off, clean it up, and let's get started on this. Like, this thing should be great. Can't wait to see this thing run. So, got to get this intake off. That way we can get the carburetor off easily. So those are number 3 Phillips. I don't want to take off that exhaust. No need, I hope. Other Phillips. Oh, good. It's gonna come out. I don't need to take off the exhaust. Please don't make me take off the exhaust. I don't want to take off the exhaust. There we go. Glad these came out easy. Couple whacks. Come on. Just need to whack you off, I guess. Okay. Why don't you want to come off? What the heck, did I not whack you off enough? You're not there yet? Alright, I'll whack you off a bit more, I guess. Oh, MikeAnic, Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. A red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video. Family-friendly show. Okay, well, now you gotta explain to your kids what I mean by whack it off. I'm literally whacking it off. Sheesh, you're the one making it non-family friendly by bringing that part up. All right, let's whack it off a bit more. Oh, it's loose now. Maybe I can wiggle it. Come on, wiggle it. Just a little bit. I want to see you wiggle it. Just a little bit. Wiggle it, just a little bit. Ooh, it's almost there. There we go. Perfect. Aha. And the gasket stayed behind. Not totally destroyed. Let me get my pliers so I can get that fuel line off. There's nasty fuel in there. Here we go. I've got a jar to collect the dirty fuel. Dirty, dirty fuel.
How dare you?
Shut up, Greta. There we go. Oh, look at that. Well, that was holding on just like thoughts and prayers. Not doing much at all. There we go. Okay, carburetor, move off to the side. That's the jar. Anything? 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 Bueller? 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 Nope, doesn't look like it. Perfect. That's good news. Let's take off the primer tube. Oof. And now we'll take off this throttle linkage. Yay. Ooh, she's dripping gross fuel. Yuck. Yuck. Ugh. Perfect. Not bad. There we go. Now I can pull this apart and clean it up. We'll get these off, which is just Phillips. Phillips on this side too. Yeah, that one worked. Oh, it didn't work. I don't think this has ever been a part for service. That's good. That means I'm the first one to service it. Yay! Now I can learn from my mistakes from the last time I tried one of these, and it didn't work anymore at all. But that's for other reasons. That's completely other reasons. I kind of pulled apart the points and condenser on it and didn't really. Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun when I took it apart. Instead of setting it inside there, I tried to set it outside the machine. Yeah, that's not how you do it. So unfortunately, that's kind of how I tried to do it. Doesn't work that way. Oh well, what can you do? All right, so let's keep trying. See if this will work. Please work. Oh, it doesn't want to work. Oh, it's working. Yay. Woohoo. Victory is mine. Persistence and dumb luck. That's what I say. Persistence and dumb luck. There we go. Okay. Get him! You go get him! He went and he got him. Okay, you come apart now. I'll go the other way. Aha! One shot quickie. Perfect. Right, let's get this guy apart now. I believe that's half inch under there, or 3/8, maybe 3/8. No, maybe half inch. I have both. Half inch? No. Maybe 7/16. Oh, 7/16. Okay, let's open that up. There we go. Carb doesn't look so bad. Let me just set this aside. The fuel, on the other hand, yeah, it doesn't look so good at all. Yuck. That's full of the yuck factor. This is going in the ultrasonic for sure. I'm sure you guys knew that already, but it looks a lot better than the other one. At least I'm sure I can get this apart. Yeah, no problem. Come here, needle nose pliers. Oh, can't be doing that. All right, let's get this gasket out of the way. Maybe first, yeah. Get the gasket out of the way. Come here, gasket. Sit up there. And we get the pin. Nope, it's still solid, or hollow and sealed. That's good. That means no fluid's gotten in, or gasoline. Although that wasn't gasoline. Okay, there's a needle. Looks good, but usually the needle looks okay. And the emulsion tube, I see it in there. It's brass. The brass emulsion tube, so it's not coming out. So it's going to be a little more interesting to clean. Let's deal with these. I know, I can hear you. Oh, MikeAnic! What about when you don't have an ultrasonic cleaner? What do you do? What can we do? We don't have one. We need to use one. Or do we have to do it some other way? Is there some magic? Actually, just get yourself some CNC cleaner and we can do it that way. First, let's check these jets. This, the pilot jet. I'm going to screw it in all the way first to see how far it is, and then we'll take it out and clean inside. So, one. So it's one full turn in. Perfect. Sorry, I know I started and said one, and it's only a half. So there's an O-ring. I don't want to get carb cleaner on that because it can cause it to swell. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to spray in some carb clean in there. See where it comes out? Yep, it comes out. And we'll spray up the emulsion tube. If you look inside the throttle, now when we put this back in, we want to put it in like this, because if we put it in like this, there's a little tube up, or a little brass pin in here that slides up and down. And if we screw it in with it in this position, we just screwed the carburetor up. Let's give this a spray off a bit, just to clean it out. Then we spray in the fuel inlet. I'll set that down right here. The bolt or the float I set aside. Gasket set aside. Pin and the needle both I'll set aside. Now let's give the bowl a bit of a clean out. Rub out the varnish. That's all it is. It's just bits of varnish. Nothing special. As you can see, it comes out really clean this way. There we go. That one's ready for being reused again. Now we've got the main jet. So we'll screw it in. We'll start here. Half. 1. Half. 2. I guess that's it. Let's take it out. There's the rubber O-ring. Now we'll spray up the middle of it. Perfect. Now, because I've got some on my fingers, let's rub the end. Get that all off. There. Now we can reinstall it. Screw it all the way in. And then it was half 1, half 2. Same with this needle. Now we'll reinstall it. Screw it all the way in. We'll stand it straight up now. And now we'll seat it all the way down. Okay. And we'll turn it back 1 full turn. Half 1. There we go. That's it. Now we'll just give a spray inside the primer tube. Yep, it's coming up. It's coming out. Perfect. Needle's clean. All right, so we'll hang the needle on the float. I'm not going to bother replacing the seat. We'll try. If it leaks fuel or the float doesn't sit properly, then yeah, I'll be forced to replace it. But let's see what we can do. All right, let's put the pin in. Come on, pin. Get in. There we go. Pin's in. And I would say actually, seat's not swollen because the float is parallel with the carb. That's good. It's a good sign. I don't have to replace it. Ah, yay! Gasket. Put the gasket on. Now the bowl. And finally, the main jet and bowl nut. That was 7/16. There we go. Okay, so let's reattach the intake to the carburetor. Apparently I've misplaced the bolt, guys. I don't understand how I did that. I just had it here. Not sure where I put it. That's impressive. I haven't gone anywhere and I misplaced it. Here it is. Found it. It was hiding in plain sight. All right, let's try that again. All right, number 2. Typical silly Tecumseh design. There. Now this one. Perfect. Snug. Not tight. Well, I guess it's tight. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. Okay, next. We know it went in this one. And it was this one. So when it goes. And up here this goes. 1 bolt. 2 bolts. Let's get these Phillips in. First, get a couple threads in. Number 2. There. There, and give him a quick spin down with the gun if I can reach. There's 1, 2, and now quick torque down. 1, 2. Now I'm going to put a temporary fuel line on, and we'll see how she runs. Pop the primer on, and I guess I'll be the throttle. One camera down. Okay, and we got a temporary fuel tank. Put on the temporary fuel feed. That'll be okay. It'll be okay. Come on. Because I still got to take the tank off and clean it out and all that fun stuff. Why don't you want to cooperate? You don't want to go on? Why? Why don't you want to go on? Just go on. You can do it. It's okay. There you go. See? Told you you wanted. I knew you wanted to. You're just a little shy. Don't like being with someone new. Gotcha. Well, I forced it. Hope it wasn't too rough. And again, that's fine. You can make it rough. Okay, so let's see. Fuel tank. Fuel tank's ready. I just need to fasten it down. Give me a second. All right, well, let's add some fuel and see how it goes. Oops. I think I made a little bit of a mess. There. That should be enough fuel for now. Cap on. Okay, let's try priming it. Oh, I hear. Oop. Maybe that was a little too much. Okay, choke is on. Ignition is on. Not leaking fuel. You don't see fuel leaking down there, right? Okay, well, I'm going to get ready to hit the kill if need be. So, as I said, I'm going to be the throttle. So, I'll be ready to hit the kill. So, switch is on. Okay. There we go. She's running on her own power. Okay, let's try with the choke open. That was my fault. I forgot to open the choke back up. Okay, let's start it again. Oh, right. It's not warm enough yet. Okay, so choke is on. Give it a prime, just one, and we'll try it out. Oh, I think she might be flooded. There we go, she's running. We did it. No. How about that? We didn't need the ultrasonic, just a little bit of carb clean and she's good. Aha, easy fix. Very nice, very nice. Now let's see if she'll drive. So we'll put her in first and, oh yeah. Oh, wow. I can't throttle it up yet, but she'll drive. She'll drive. So let's try starting it again. Perfect. No, try it again. Maybe the spark died because the spark turned off. Maybe this thing grounded out and turned off spark. That's possible. Let's try that again. That's likely what happened. Okay, forward's good. Let's try reverse. Yeah, reverse is good. Okay. Good sign. Good sign. She's a runner. All right. I guess, well, she's definitely earned her oil change. So let's get that oil changed. Okay, guys. So I put a few things back on, such as the throttle and this part for holding on the tins, and of course the choke knob. I just want to quickly start it up, but before I do, check this out. I found a petcock down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fuel line off it and drain the garbage fuel that's in there. Just give me a sec to do that. That's also probably why... Oh, no, wait. The carburetor did have a bunch of old fuel in it. Okay, well, never mind. So it's closed. Let's move this off. There we go. Well, the hose isn't terrible, but let's quickly drain out this fuel. It's probably really nasty. Does not smell like fuel. Okay, so it's not draining. I wonder if the fuel line's clogged up here. So we'll have to do it the other way. We'll take it off. 3/8. Won't take much. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I did give it a little bit of a bath. It was pretty bad, so I decided, what the heck, I'll give it a cleaning. All right, let's get this fuel tank off. But looks like I got to fix this tin. Three-eighths. 1, 2. There we go. Should be free. Yeah, it's free. There we go. Let's drain this fuel out. Gross. Ugh. At least it's plastic, so... Oh man, what a stench. But why wasn't the fuel coming out? I don't quite understand that. Huh, maybe there just wasn't enough for it to come out. Well, the good news is, there was no water in it. The bad news is, there's no gasoline either. Let me get rid of this in my bad gas tank. That sounds weird, but yes, my bad gas tank. I'll dump it in there and add some fresh fuel to this, and let's see if it drains out. So we grab fresh fuel. There. Let's see, does fuel come out? No, so the petcock's clogged. Awesome. That's good news, because that totally should be coming out. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can clean this petcock up. Give me a minute. Okay. I'm just gonna take it off. Why won't it come off? Probably because this fuel line is completely rotten, and that's totally gummed up. Gross. But this fuel line, it's just totally rotten. So I'm gonna take it right off and replace it. Yeah, there's still gasoline in it, but it's only like this much. Yeah, this is not going to work with this one. This fuel line's just too badly gone. There. All right, let me grab some new fresh fuel line. Nice quart brand new 1/4-inch fuel line. Cut off a small piece. I guess this is a bit more than 1/4 inch, but I'm sure it'll work fine. Nope, that's not going to work. I didn't actually expect that to. I'll put the original one on. It's not buggered, but I bet you it won't work. Oh, it didn't. Just like I said it wouldn't. Try a different one. That one worked. I felt it grab. Let's see about picking this out. Ooh, yuck. Looks like it's bits of the hose that's melted in there. Spraying this out. That's what was in it. I don't know. I think black tar. Does it go through? There we go. Oh, you can't take the cap off. That's not good. That kind of sucks. I thought we'd be able to take the cap off. All right. See if I can poke that out. I can't with these rods. There. Try this. Yuck. Terrible crap in there. Then again, I don't expect crap to be great that's in there. Try a smaller brush. Let's try some more carb clean. And poke it out some more. I don't know which way is open on this. I'm pretty sure I've just opened it. Yeah, it feels like something's opened up in there now. Definitely feels like something's opened up. Let's see now. Stupid hands. Try that again. There we go. Much better. Now we can replace it. Go. Hose clamp. Come on, hose clamp, get on there. There we go, hose clamp's on. And make sure it's closed. Now, put this back. Get these 3/8 back on. Gotta get the fuel line on. Fuel line's on. Okay, now I'm going to add a bit of fuel, or a bit more fuel. There, now we'll try to start it. Hopefully it's flowing. We'll open up the valve. So the fuel should be flowing, hopefully. Hit the primer. I hope it's flowing. Oh, it's flowing. It's flowing. I see the fuel coming up now. All right, so key is on. Throttle set about halfway. Oh yeah, there she goes. All right, choke is off. Throttle up.
the auger.
And she died. Yeah, of course she did. All right, put the choke on.
Choke is off. Okay, we'll check the auger. Oh yeah, there she goes. Beauty. Alright, let's slide forward here. Stop. Okay, reverse. Yep, reverse is good. Beauty. Second gear.
And she died. Of course she died. All right, let's try that again. Probably just not getting enough fuel, which it is what it is.
Okay, so transmission seems to be working. We'll let it warm up a bit. That way the oil will be easy to change. That is very nice.
Yeah, it's definitely the fuel. Just not getting enough. That's okay. That's okay. Not a big deal. All right. So we'll try starting it one more time. I'll just let her idle. That way it's not too loud.
There we go. We'll let her idle for about 5 minutes. Alright, let's let her use up what's in there. Fuel's off.
All right, make sure that's all the fuel. That should be all of it.
Maybe flooded. Got the choke on. Let's let her use the fuel up that's in there.
And that's it for fuel. She's done. All right, let's get that oil changed. Should be nice and warm. All right, siphon tube is in. Hose is in. Okay, loud noise is imminent. So the Tecumseh Snow King 8-horse engine takes 770 mil, or this many, in freedom units. So what we're going to have to do is fill this up to 500, and then again to 270. We should be able to do that. We're fairly smart, I think. Of course, after I put in about 600, I'm going to double check, or 21 ounces. So first, we're going to go with 500.
Well, unfortunately, one of my cameras died, but it is what it is. So this looks like it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's turn the chute out of the way. All right, can I do this without making a mess? Let's see. I don't think so. I think I'm actually going to need a funnel for this. Am I actually going to need a funnel? Let's see. Will I need a funnel? Yep, I'll probably need a funnel. I made a tiny mess. Here we go. I'll quickly wipe that up before it becomes BP disaster. But that's okay. It's a self-oiling chassis now. Helps prevent rust. All right, so another 270, I said? Yeah, 270. There we go, it's about 270. Give or take. All right, attempt number 2. Got the rag again ready. Let's see how well I can do. Made a bit of a mess. All right, so that was a little more than 600. So 650. There's another 120 left. So let's see how much is in here. Is it full? Is it over full? Is it under full? It is actually full. Look at that. I'll wipe it off. We'll thread it in again. Now take it out. No. We're just at the add line, the top of it. So let's add a little bit more then. Thought we were full, but not quite. We're almost there. Oops. I don't actually have an aversion to funnels. There was a comment, I wish I could find it, and someone asked me what my phobia to funnels is. And I thought it was kind of funny, so I kind of ran with it, going with saying I have a phobia of funnels. And so I like to challenge myself, see how much of a mess I can try not to make. Made a little bit of one here, not too bad. Actually, not bad at all. I mean, considering I've spilled way worse on this driveway. Okay, and now we are definitely full. Beauty. That's what I like to see. Excellent. Well, there's still a little bit left in the jar, so I'm going to pour it back into the jug. You can use it on a lawnmower or a generator next. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to quickly replace this tin that's on here. Take out this 5/16. Take out these 2 Phillips. And this Phillips 5/16. Maybe. There we go. Let's get this tin back on. Phillips 5/16. Maybe if I can find the hole. It is there. There we go. Now these 2 Phillips. Lovely. I actually can't find where they are. Cool. That's always nice. There they are. I found them. Just gotta pull it over there. There's one. The other one I dropped. Cool. Thread this in by hand, as I don't have 5/16 handy at the moment. Wish I knew what I did with that other screw. I dropped it. I didn't even feel myself drop it. Now, considering it's a small black screw on pavement, it's probably gone forever now. Now, I'll likely find it off camera. So that gets a 5/16 on. And that's it. I wish I knew where that screw went, but... Oh, I found it. Cool. It landed on a bag. All right, let's pop that in. There we go. That's it. Done. Well, there you go, guys. Not bad, eh?
Took this non-running snowblower and turned it into a running snowblower. Actually turned out to run pretty darn good. Get that throttle down, turn the switch off, and take the key out. But other than that, pretty darn good little snowblower, if I do say so myself. Really happy with this one. Considering I got it for free, I think it's a pretty good score. Well, now you guys know how to service a Tecumseh engine on a snowblower. And it doesn't really matter whether it's a 7 horse, 8 horse, 10 horse. They're very similar in their design. And so yeah, you shouldn't have any kind of issues being able to service it following this video while I service this one. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Well, look at this. I kind of had a little bit of an oopsie there. That's the wrong way, but oh well. It is what it is. You can fix it at another time. And, I forgot to install this. There. And, as usual, spark plug on, and spark plug off. Hey guys, so today we have this. A whole bunch of snow. I'm gonna fire up the old girl. Plow's been by, so he's blocked in my driveway. So let's get this all cleared out. Choke on. She's old. And likely out of gas. Right. So that's it, guys. Just gotta get my cars parked. Snowblowered it again, but looks like it's got a little bit of a problem with the carb, so gonna be another run through on that. All right, guys. See you in the next one.
Oops. I'm gonna make a complete mess.
Hey guys, so today we have this. It's an MTD Snow Flite snow thrower. Comes equipped with a Tecumseh Snow King 8-horse engine and has a 26-inch clearing path, which is one of the reasons why it's an 826 model. And as you can see, stamped proudly on the engine, Tecumseh. No, there's nothing wrong with it. It runs fine, but we're at the end of the winter season. And if you're wondering what to do with your snowblower at the end of the season, well, watch this video. I'm going to be getting this snowblower ready for summer storage. All right, guys, let's crack into it. All right, so let me just start it up. Then we'll drive it to the rear yard, drain the oil, check it, see if it's all sparkly, drain the fuel. Not necessarily in that order, because after we drain the fuel from the tank, I do want it to run until it completely dies. That way I know the bowl's clear. Then we'll drain the oil and prepare the carburetor for long-term storage. Got it in neutral. Okay, feels open. The flap fell off. I've got a spare, but I'm not sure exactly where I put it. There we go, choke is on. I know it has a primer. I want to see if it'll start without priming. Let's use some choke. Nope, let's use the primer. Fine spot to stand around. Come on, let's keep going. Yeah, that's what I thought. That valve isn't turning off. Kind of what I figured. I'm going to see if I can open it all the way now. Yeah, it's the exact same. So I'm just going to take that valve off and put a new one on in between them. Oops, I'm going to make a complete mess. Oh dear. Okay, so let's let's not do that again. I was going to try to change the valve, but that's not going to work right now. There's still too much fuel in there. Although I think I peed a lot of it all over the floor. Ground, sorry, ground. Okay, so I'm going to pinch this off for now. And take the old fuel line and just stick it on. Because I'd rather have it contained than peeing out everywhere. So I'll be back. I'm just going to dispose of the good fuel. As you can see, it is good fuel. It's fresh. I added it not that long ago. So I'm just going to pull off the hose from the top, because apparently it's not holding on much anyway, and put it in the jar. And yeah, I got gloves on now because it's making a little bit of a mess. Yeah, I didn't think there'd be that much fuel left. Oh, I think I'm running out. I think it's running out of fuel finally. Looks like. Yeah, we're down to the last little dribble. Perfect. Perfect. That worked out well. I'll let this collect the drips. I need Greta yelling at me yet again.
Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Okay. I'll change this silly valve. Is there any arrows? Low. There is no. Okay. So we'll put this here. We'll adjust said clamp. Then we'll take this hose. It's like missing a clamp. Where did all that come from? That was weird. That came out of nowhere. All right. Now we'll put that back in there. That valve's fixed. Okay, so let's fire up that engine again. Inspect, make sure there's no water in this, which we already know there isn't. I'm gonna have to get another clamp for there. Yeah, there's no water. That's crystal clear. That's good fuel. Let's fire this thing up again. Throw this terrible contraption out. final resting spot so that I can drain the oil out. I have a little pan for that. And first we'll let it idle over there until it dies, and then drain the oil, and that's that. Okay. I would say she is. Yeah, she's good. That's it. That's it for fuel. Perfect. Let's drain the oil down here. Let's move the camera down. I apologize for the terrible lighting. It is shaded where I am. Okay, so let's get this off. Actually, I believe this is a 11/16, and I just happen to have an 11/16 wrench right here. How about that? Oh, and it's coming off the whole thing. So, good thing I also have a pair of vice grips. So I'm going to tighten it back into the engine. Because I don't feel like making mess all over the engine. There. Now, I'll use the vice grips to try to stop the pipe from turning. Hopefully that works. We can hope, right, guys? So let's see. Yep, got it. There we go. Okay, get the pan ready. Might be a bit warm. There we go. I don't see any sparkly bits in there, so that's a good sign. No sparkly bits at all. That is a very, very good sign. Okay, I'm just going to tag this now. Let me know that it doesn't have any oil, so I don't go and do any silly shenanigans and try to start this thing. That would be a big mistake. But anyway, guys, there we go. It's ready for winter. It's going to sit here and basically just be covered up for the winter. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I saw you guys there. You were eyeing this old girl. That's my old John Deere 726. Same engine. It's a Tecumseh 7-horse. That's a Tecumseh 8-horse. My son and I were fooling around with this. We're trying to see if it had spark, and oh yeah, it's got lots of spark. But that's not the issue. The issue is I think the timing's a little bit off because she won't fire. We've sprayed Cosby sauce into it, and it just, no matter how much we try, she just won't fire. Maybe I can try dribbling some fuel into her, but I still don't think so because we put the spray right into the spark plug hole and nothing. Try it in the intake, nothing. So, and I know it's got compression because I have compression tested it. Maybe it's a future video and, you know, a project to get this thing going. But there we go, guys. Got it stored away for the summer. If any snow happens, well, I don't think it'll be sticking around because it's getting a lot warmer now.
1 week later.
Let me move this oil. Right, now when I mentioned about prepping the intake, because these don't have an air filter, little critters can get in. But unfortunately, my battery's dying on my phone right now, so I'm going to have to add that in afterwards. Alright guys, as usual, spark plug off for safety.